Locally, some daycares in our area could soon be forced to cut back on hours, raise costs for parents, and possibly shut down altogether.
WDRB's Monica Harkins reports today that it's the new reality as COVID-era federal funding ends next month.
Daycares already operated on small margins before the pandemic. Now daycares like here at Cornerstone and St. Matthews are calling on state and federal lawmakers to come up with a long-term plan so kids still have daycares to go to in the future.
9, 10, 11.
Anyone that's in this industry is here as a service to families and a service to children.
For 17 years, Bridget Yates, executive director at Cornerstone Child Development Center, has worked to make the daycare feel like a home away from home.
It's very much a family relationship that we get to know the parents, we get to know all the kids in the family.
It was only a few years ago the pandemic forced those families to stay home and daycares closed. In 2021, the American Rescue Plan allocated around $470 million to help Kentucky childcare come back.
And that certainly had an impact here in Kentucky.
The Kentucky Center for Economic Policy says on average a Kentucky daycare every quarter was getting about $33,000 from the federal government. But those payments end in September.
I think most directors and owners right now are a little panicked about what it means.
Some possible choices to balance the budget: cut worker benefits or pay, cut operating hours, or a big one, raise tuition costs for families.
It's easy to price yourself out of what is affordable, and at that point, it's useless.
When cutting corners isn't enough,
long-term centers are going to close.
The impact putting more pressure on daycares that can stay open, families, and ultimately the workforce.
When childcare closed at the beginning of the pandemic, we were really hopeful that that sent the message of that connection between childcare and the economy in a community, that one could not exist without the other.
And the countdown is on. The next few weeks of budgeting for daycares across the country will be critical. In Louisville with photojournalist Frank Stamper, Monica Harkins, WDRB News.